So this time we're going to be talking about how to get a big ass guitar sound. And this is going to be a little more conceptual in arrangement than like exactly where to dial in the mid-range kind of thing. So that can be a video for another day, but for today we're going to be talking more larger ideas. So I am Alex Grimm, and welcome to my internet. So I've prepared three if you're German, songs for you. Demonstrate kind of three different approaches in different idioms. The first one I'm going to call because I don't know. So this is going to be two guitars, panned hard left and right or pretty hard left and right. Two different sounds. My kind of thing here is like thinking like Fender Hot Rod, Fender Twin kind of sound where it's fairly clean if you play single notes, but when you play big chords it breaks up. That'll be one sound. The other sound is a little higher gain, and kind of arrangement idea. A lot of times you might want to play open chords on the cleaner guitar and power chords on the dirtier guitar. This is pretty common in like country kind of music and you know, Americana, whatever, and it just sounds real big and real nice. Bass, make it furry bass. Here's the sounds and here's the tune. So for this song, the wide stereo crunchy sound, I used two guitars, first of which is this Jag. It's got a Duncan JB in the bridge. That's the pickup I used for this one. And I'm running it into the Triaxis on lead 2 green, which is like a crunchy mark. It's not like super dirty, but there's still a lot of gain on it. So when you play single notes, kind of gets that, and you play power chord. That's that sound. The other guitar I used is my Jazzmaster. I used both the Hot Duncan P90 in the bridge and the Hot Duncan Jazzmaster in the neck for different parts. And I'm Triaxis on Rhythm Orange, which is a fair amount of gain on it, but it's a low gain sound. So gain on 8, it still sounds like this. If you lay into it, get more. So there's the guitar sounds for the song. Song 2, Electric Boogaloo, big ol' rock, you know, Godsmack guitars, something like that, you know, Nickelback, Seether, whatever, Foo Fighters, Nirvana, big ass rock songs. One good way to get a kick-ass rock guitar sound is have two guitars playing the same thing in unison, panned hard left and hard right. You want to make sure the sounds are a little bit different. You know, they can be pretty different too, but I find that keeping them in the same ballpark is good. You know, I like to sometimes play with two different guitars and change the amp sounds just a little bit. And you know, kind of performance notes, you want to be tight, but you don't have to be like James Hetfield, Justice for All tight. In fact, if you're a little looser, I think that helps the vibe a little bit, because then it feels a little more more air, more breathy, more live, more human. You know, you don't want to overdo it. You don't start being like, oh, I'm going to throw a third one in the middle. And yeah, if you're layering sounds and layering sounds, that's a different thing. But if you just want like big jump out of the speakers, smack you in the face guitar, that's what you're going to want to do. Then for bass here, you want to make it a little nasty, but you don't want to make it too nasty. Just right. So for this song, the wide unison hard rock thing, 2 guitars again. So same Jags before, Duncan JB. Going into Triaxis with a Mark II C Plus sound with decent amount of gain, but nothing crazy, and it sounds like this. That's that. Other guitar is an Ibanez RGT42DXFX purple. It's got, it's the wrong one. Ow. Right, the other one is an Ibanez RGT42DXFM. It's purple. I grabbed the wrong one. My girlfriend says they look the same. I guess she's right. This one has a Duncan distortion in the bridge. That's the one I was using. And I've got it going through the Triaxis on good old Lead 1 Red, which is like a maxed out rectifier. Has a lot of gain on it, and it sounds like this. So this song just played the same thing, kind of loose, hard left, hard right, 2 sounds, 2 guitars, boom. Now this is the last one I'm going to talk about today, and it is the mighty quad track. That's pretty common in metal. You've got 4 guitars, so it's 4 performances you have to capture. I usually like to do quad tracking if I'm doing kind of separate guitar parts, so each one is beefed up a little bit. If I'm going to be playing the same thing the entire time, I often won't do the quad tracking because I think it can be a little much for that. But if you've got, you know, one guitar playing one chord voicing, another guitar playing another chord voicing, I think the quad track thing helps just make everything real big. And I like to get kind of 2 sounds. I'll show you them in a moment, but you know, whatever kind of sounds you're getting, you want to be complementary, and I usually go for like a higher gain, brighter sound and a more mid-rangey, lower gain sound. I like to put the brighter sound on the outside of the stereo image because your ears perceive treble more directionally, so that'll make it feel wider. Put the more lower gain, slightly more mid-rangey, less bright sound a little closer. I like to do like 90% and 75%, something like that. I don't like to hard pan things that are kind of doing harmonies because that, particularly in headphones, starts to, I think, sound a little bit weird when there's nothing from one part in the other part. I think having a little bit of that bleed makes the harmonies kind of work better for the listener. So that's that. Performance notes, you want it to be as tight as you possibly can because you've got 4 performances, and if there's anything sloppy in there, it adds up, and all of a sudden it's just a big mess. So you gotta be real tight and real careful. Play with the metronome, practice, warm up. Yeah, if you're not up to doing it, that's fine. Work on it and just do 2 guitars and it'll still sound good. This is just kind of like the big daddy of steamroller heavy metal guitars. For bass, I like to make it nasty. Make that bass nasty, you're going to be happy, it'll sound good. So on this song I used two guitars, one for one side, one for the other, and with kind of a mind towards which guitar I liked for the parts I was playing. So one of them is this black RGT DX FX, which is not the one that's purple, it's the one that's black. It's got the stock Ibanez pickups in it. I like them. I did one pass with the Triaxis on rectifier mode, which is this, and it sounds like this. And then I did the other pass with the rectifier in Mark II C+ mode, which sounds like this. Two pretty different sounds. They go great together, I think, because the rectifier adds a lot of gain, the kind of extreme high and low, doesn't have too much in the middle, and the Mark II is less gain, more middle, more note articulation. When you put them together, you get a real big sound. So that was one guitar. Hold on. The other guitar I used was my Ibanez Destroyer. It's silver. It's got Deactivator X pickups by DiMarzio. They are a little different, more immediate, faster, more compressed, less harmonics, and kind of the same two amps. So this is still on the Mark II C+ mode, which on this guitar sounds like. So you can hear there's a lot more low end on this guitar. It's just a little beefier and louder overall. And then the rectifier mode on this guitar sounds like. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that was cool. Everyone enjoyed it. Spent all day doing it. I should probably get a job, but I won't. I'll just squat until they kick me out. Maybe in another video we'll talk more about the minutia of guitar tone, because I feel like there's always a little room for that. But in the meantime, I've been Alex Grimm. You've been the internet. See you later.